Hello, everyone. Go ahead and skip the warm up for right now. You'll do this in class when you come back. So skip the warm up. We're going to start on 1.3, which we're going to redo the learn target. I can find the lengths of segments using number lines or algebra. So I'm going to choose pretty color, and I'm just going to show you how to do this. Note that if they have AB like that without a line above it, or a line segment above it, then they're asking you, what is the distance between A and B? I see that A is at 3 and that B is at 7. I'm just going to count while there's 4, 5, 6. So it looks like they're counting by ones. And be careful because they might have you count by twos, okay? So it looks like I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4 units from A to B, right? So the distance between A and B is 4. Example 1, find the lengths of the following segments. D to E, the first one is D to E. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3 to go from D to E. So we're going to write in 3. F to G. F to G is over here. There's F right here and G right here. And I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3 units to go from F to G. D to F. Let's do that one in green. D to F. I'm going to start at D and I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units to go from D to F. I think you guys can figure the rest of these out. Let's read this. It says two segments that have equal lengths are said to be congruent. So this right here, DE and FG, well, DE, we said, was 3 units, and FG are also 3 units. Please put a star by DE and FG so that I know that you did this. I would like you to put those 2 stars that I just put down. And what that means is that if their measures are equal, then we're going to say that they're congruent. And this is a word, this is a symbol for congruent. It's an equal sign with a tilde on top. We're going to be using this throughout the class. Go ahead and flip your paper over. Let's go to the next page. The segment addition postulate, we're just going to add 2 parts of a straight line, combine them together, and set them equal to the whole thing. Okay, we're going to find out what the whole thing is. So it says A to B, we can see that is 2 units. And B to C, we can see that is 10 units. What is A to C? So this right here, A to C. What is A to C? Well, we can just add them up. We have 2 plus 10. So A to C, the whole thing is 12. Okay, so A to C is 12. Given that A to C is 96, so A to C is the whole thing again, right? And that's 96, find X. So we're going to do the same thing, except for we have variables this time. So we're going to do the same thing, like I said. We're going to add them up. We did the first one was 2, right? So in this case, it's 2x. The second part was 10. Now it's 10x. And then they give us the answer. They tell us it's equal to 96. So I'm going to show you how to add this up. We're going to say, well, 2x plus, right, an addition sign, 10x. They have to add up to equal 96. Now we're just going to solve this 2-step problem. We're going to combine like terms. 2x plus 10x is 12x is still equal to 96. And then we're going to solve for x. So we're going to divide by 12. Then we get x equals 8. Alrighty. Says given M is between and collinear to L and N. This is hard for people because we actually have to draw our own picture. So just remember that collinear means that they're on a straight line. So we're going to draw a straight line. Okay. And M is between L and N. So the line can go on. We have L and n, but they're telling us that m is between it. So it doesn't matter where, it doesn't have to be directly in the middle, but maybe right here we can put m. Okay, so this is my diagram, and then I'm going to plug things in. It says L to M is 7y plus 9, so I'm looking at part B, and I'm just going to plug it in. This part is 7y plus 9, and M to N is 3y minus 4. Let's make that red. So we have 3y minus 4, or plus 4, sorry. And L to N is the whole thing. The whole thing, L to N, the whole thing is 143. And sometimes we'll actually have another like 2y plus 3 or something like that. We're going to set it up the same way. So remember, we're going to add up the two segments. My two segments are 7y plus 9 plus the red segment is 3y plus 4. And then we set it equal to the whole thing, which in this case is 143, right? We're going to combine like terms. We have 7y and 3y. 7 plus 3 is 10y. And then we have 9 plus 4, which is 13. All you have to do now is a two-step problem. We're going to subtract your 13 on both sides. So all you have to do is subtract, use your handy-dandy calculator, and subtract 143 minus 13, and you will get 130. I'm just going to have to go down just a little bit. And I'm going to say, well, I still have 10y on my left-hand side. Has to equal 130, right? And then if I divide by 10, we get on each side, let me just show you because we're just starting the year. Let me do this for you. Divide by 10 on each side. We're going to get y equals 13, okay? And let's go back and find out if this is what they're asking us. Find LM and MN. So they're not really asking us what y is, but we had to figure that out in order to find out what LM is, right? L to M is my green one. All I have to do is I have to plug in, I think we said y is 13, right? So I have to plug in 13 for my y. So I'm going to plug in, I have 7 times 13, and then plus 9, right? So let's plug that into our handy-dandy calculator. 7 times 13, and then press enter, and then press enter, and then press plus 9. Or use your parentheses, and you'll get 100. And then let's do the other one. We have 3 times 13, right? Plus 4. So let's plug that into our calculator. 3 times 13, enter, or equals, and then plus 4, and that is 43. And when we add that up, of course, it has to equal 143, which it does, right? All right, let's go down. Let's just plug it in. This is not a hard problem. There's no variables. It says P to T is 30. So this whole big thing right here, this whole big thing is 30. And Q to S is 6. Q to S is 6. Let me just make that red. Q to S is 6. And P to Q equals Q to R equals R to S. So I have seen something like this on the test. What I want you to know is if Q to R is equal to R to S, and they add up to be 6, then each one is 3, right? So 3 plus 3 is 6. And P to Q is also equal to them, so that's also 3. So P to Q, so the first one says what is Q to R, which is 3. The second one says what is S to T, which we need to figure out. And then the third one says what is R to T, which we can figure out also. All right, so now we have 3 plus 3 plus 3. We can plug that into our calculator, or we can just know that that is 9. We're going to subtract it from the whole thing, which is 30. So 30 minus 9, that'll give us 21. So that means that S to T, this thing right here, is 21, right? It has to add up to be 30. So that's one of the questions. Now it asks us from R to T. So I think I can use green. And I'm going to go from R to T, right? So S to T is 21, and R to S is 3. So we're just going to add them up. 21 plus 3 is 24. If you have a question on these, please ask me tomorrow in class.